Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I am Tara Tom, the Inside Stylist, here just sharing my experiences in hopes to help you with your healing journey. So recently, Medical Medium launched a new book called Cleansing to Heal, or Cleanse to Heal, and I haven't gotten to read it quite yet, but I did skim through a lot of things, and I read some stuff, and it's so much information that I kind of need to read it over maybe 2 or 3 times sometimes, just to digest what was being said. And I know that I did 100 days of fat-free, like eating no fats or no overt fats. We still actually get fats from our fruits and vegetables. There's enough in there. So it's not like we are completely, or it's not that I was completely stripping my body of fats. And I'm not trying to tell anybody that you should do this or you shouldn't. This is just my own experiment and what felt right to me after reading information about fats, and after trying actually a high-fat diet. My reaction with my body and my experience wasn't a positive one, and I know that there's a lot of people who do have positive experiences with a high-fat diet, and that's great for you, but it just didn't work for someone like me who was already suffering, who had so many mystery illnesses and symptoms that it actually made it 10 times worse. So when I decided to do those 100 days of no fat, I did it as an experiment to help further along my healing. And surprisingly, or not surprisingly, actually what I thought was going to happen did. And I did actually heal a lot. And last year I was able to do so much more things, like travel. I was able to travel across the world and go on to Greece and visit and not be so sick or have symptoms relapse where it's debilitating. If I was to do a trip like that prior to that, my cleanse or my fat-free, I think that most of the times it would get pretty bad, and I would be upside down and in the hotel room for a day or 2, and stuff like that has happened, because it did actually happen to me when I went to Hawaii the previous year. So that's the reason why I decided that I wanted to do those 100 days of fat-free. Now, I'm going to be honest, I went back to eating fat. Not a lot. And what I mean by, well, not a lot compared to what I used to eat. I've been doing a lot of research since that time, and researching about fat and how much in different lifestyles, who suggests what and what is safe and what is okay. And according to those lifestyles that of people who actually eat a low-fat plant-based diet, I was eating still quite a bit of fat. And so, and now that I've gotten this book, I was even reading about having a fat-free journey after doing like a 369 liver rescue cleanse, or any of the cleanses for a period of time to help with your healing and just a healthy lifestyle. And so it was hard when I did that fat-free cleanse, because I didn't know a lot about it, and I didn't quite had time to experiment with recipes, and so I was getting frustrated with my food. But a lot has changed since that time I did that, and I feel I have learned a lot about food and making fat-free things, and I got to experiment, and I got to go back to eating fat when I, couldn't do it. So I had this period, a good like 1.5 years, to play around with fat, to take it out, to play around with fat-free things, and try to get to a place where I'm comfortable with the food I'm eating. And so I wanted to kind of get back into fat-free, because I just have been reading so much in this Cleanse to Heal book about, and not only this book, I've been reading other studies and other people's work about being fat-free and how it can really help the liver work better, and the kidneys work better, and everything else in your body work better. So I did do the extreme of the opposite of doing a high fat diet, and that didn't work for me. So I'm going to try the lifestyle on this side. But this time, instead of doing it just for like 100 days or a short period of time, I kind of want to make this a lifestyle change. And so I'm kind of testing it out to see how, if I live my life majority of the time fat-free, and then allow myself certain times to either have a little bit of fat or so, or go out to a restaurant and enjoy social outings, things like that. That was like my biggest challenge, actually, was going out to eat. When I was fat-free and or raw, it's not easy to go out and socialize with people. I'm sure it's totally possible, but it wasn't easy for me. I was struggling with it because I kind of missed that engagement. So I'm trying to find this balance where I can live this lifestyle and make it more of a lifestyle. And then, like, in those moments when I do want to have some fat because I am out and I want to participate in a dinner or something like that, that my body will be capable of filtering it out, because I've been supporting it all this time, and it's been cleaning out, and that's what I'm hoping for. So will I be completely fat-free all the time or not have any fat? No, that's not what I'm looking for. And I say that because of it giving me the flexibility to have to go to a restaurant and eat, basically, and enjoy life. But the rest of the time, I plan to be fat-free, and I don't plan to eat at restaurants often. It may be like a once a week, maybe even a once a month. And that's why I wanted to try to do this change right now, because we're in the middle of a pandemic, if you don't know that already, and nobody's going out to eat anyway. So, well, I'm not, at least. My husband and I have been staying home and eating, so we have not been eating out. And so I thought, well, this is like a perfect time to give my body and give this lifestyle a chance to like become normal for me. And then when life starts turning around, the economy kicks back in and things start to open up again, then I'll be ready to decide if I would or would not like to eat something that's at a restaurant. I think it's more for me, the ability to choose to eat something out or not. Like, I just kind of felt like if I said I was completely fat-free without that little stipulation for myself, it kind of made me feel like a failure. And when I do feel like that, and I really, like, for some reason, I don't know, it's a psychology thing, something psychological with my head, that if I have that restriction, or I feel like I can't do that because I'm going to fail, then I will actually overindulge in fat and do the opposite. So knowing that I have that freedom to do it if I want to, gives me like that peace of mind, and it keeps me on track more. I know it sounds so silly. It's just a game that I play within my own head, and it works for me. So that's what I'm doing. So I will be documenting again, but I'm going to do it weekly, not daily. I'm going to do it weekly because I can't do it every day. That's too much filming. But what I want to do is kind of show like a weekly update and tell you my stories along this journey and show you my food, and hopefully maybe it'll inspire you. Maybe it'll show you like, hey, this is something I'd like to do, or no, that's not for me. But if you are suffering with illnesses, I will tell you that going fat-free was probably one of the best things that I did to help push along this whole thing. And the reason for that is fat thickens the blood. And when your blood is thick and you have all these toxins, which also, you know, thicken your blood, and you have all these viruses and pesticides and heavy metals that you're detoxing due to all your food, and you're trying to like let it out of your body, if the blood is thick, it doesn't get released as quickly. So you're like holding it all back into your body. And when they stay in your body, they can cause symptoms to increase, and that, or make you not feel good. And that's why I went fat-free, was to give my body, like, get this lymphatic system in my blood, all my filters, make that blood really thin so that all these toxins can pass without any issues. And so that's the reason why going fat-free, or at least lowering your fat to a very minimum, it really pushes your healing forward. And that I do know. So I will be sharing more information also about fat along this journey, but feel free to join me, and I'm really excited. It's May 1st. Today is May 1st. And this is just a little intro video, I guess, into my new project that I want to do. And I hope you will join me, or at least find these videos helpful to your journey. So I'll see you in the next video.